What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We are back for another episode of Marrying Millions, season 1, episode 8. So we're almost done with season 1, and then we got to get through season 2. But y'all, these people are they are cracking me up. So we have on this episode, we start off with Genty and Brian. So remember he proposed at the construction site with his mama's grandmother's ring, whatever. So she's finally telling her friends about the proposal, and her friends are doing what we expect her friends to do. First of all, they're clowning the ring, making fun of the ring. They're talking about he's just using you, he's marrying you for his money. And then she was talking about basically they were just going to go to a chapel. They weren't going to have a big wedding. And they were like, what do you mean you're not going to have a big wedding? What is all this about? She even took them with her dress shopping to try to get their support. You know, she was like, I really love him and I really want my friend's support. But they are just not on board, like in any way, shape, or form. And one of them even offered to do a background check on him, check his credit, see, you know, what else he might have floating around that she may or may not know about. And she didn't say yes, but she didn't say no, right? So later on in the episode, one of her friends actually calls her up and says, hey, Genty, I have done a background check, and he has been engaged before to a wealthy woman. And so this looks a little suspicious to us. And of course, Genty was upset by this, and she was just like, well, you know, I told him no more secrets. I told him I didn't want to find out anything else about him. You know, why is he lying to me? Why is he lying to me? And my thing is, he's not lying. Like, if you never asked him point blank, have you ever been engaged before? He's not lying. It's just y'all never talked about it. Y'all only been dating for 6 months. And again, I feel like on one hand, I can see her being upset, feeling like, oh my gosh, he's not telling me what's going on. But on the other hand, he did not lie to you. He just ain't bring it up. He didn't marry this woman. I mean, they were engaged, but he didn't go through with the wedding. So again, if this were a gold digging situation, I mean, wouldn't he have finished the transaction and finessed the deal? But neither here nor there. She confronts him, and he says everything I just said. He was like, I didn't lie. I just didn't tell you because it wasn't a big deal. We were engaged for a couple of months. We didn't get married. It wasn't a big deal. He said that was years ago. Because when you look at the picture, he even looks a lot younger. Like, he said it was about 5 or 6 years ago. Now, I feel like he's aged a lot in 5 or 6 years. But he was like, that was, first of all, I wasn't even thinking about it because I didn't even marry the woman. Like, so it wasn't even something that was like foremost on my mind. And I did not lie to you. We never had a conversation about past engagements and things like that. And she said, well, this woman was rich. You didn't tell me that. He was like, so what? Because in his mind, he was like, it didn't matter that she had money. It wasn't a big deal. Now, this is what I'm going to say now. Most of this, Brian, I'm with you. But on this part, I'm not with you. Because you've been acting like being around somebody with money is so new to you. It is such a new situation. You ain't never been around nobody with money before. I mean, you were acting like you never had a massage before. You were acting like you never heard of certain types of appetizers and been to certain types of restaurants. But if you've already dated a wealthy woman, then I feel like some of this stuff, you playing games. Now, you playing stupid. Now, I will go along with the whole, I didn't lie to you, we just never had that conversation. But at the end of the day, I don't know why my daggone Surrey keep talking to me, child. But at the end of the day, I am giving you the side eye on that one, Brian. But realistically, Genty, that's why you need to really, 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 truly, 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 really, 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 really get to know somebody before, you know, you decide you want to marry them. You don't know this man like that. Anyway, child. So then we have Rosie and Drew. Now, Rosie and Drew are out on their date, and they're talking about going out to elope. And she's telling him, "Listen, I do feel like I'm missing out on some things that I would know that I probably would be getting if we were having a regular wedding." And he was like what? She was like my family and friends being there, like a bachelorette party and things like that. And he was like, I mean, if you want to have a bachelorette party, have a bachelorette party. And she was like, I mean, do people who elope do that? He was like, you can do whatever you want. If you want to have a bachelorette party, go out with your friends, have a good time. He was like, just don't have no strippers. Other than that, I don't care. She also said that she really couldn't find an appropriate dress because she didn't know where they were going. because he told her he would handle everything. So she doesn't even know where they're going to get married, right? Um, so she ends up having a bachelorette party with her two friends that she took with her to the bridal shop. Y'all, this was sad. This was sad. Okay, it was just the three of them riding around in the limo. They went to a script club that, I mean, they had a reserved table and everything, but I mean, it looked like it didn't look like it was a happening spot. Like, it didn't look like that was where everybody went to hang out down to, you know, um, Ohio, like Cleveland. Like, it was sad. And so then her friends get to talking to her, like, basically, like, and I felt like maybe they did it on purpose. They made it sad on purpose. Because then they're talking to her about, listen, is this what you really want? Like, at the end of the day, I get it that you love him, but are you really sacrificing? Are you really making too big of a sacrifice? I mean, do you really want a big wedding? If this is what you want, like, it's not too late to tell him you want something different, you know? And I feel like her friends are coming from a good place, but child, Rosie, listen. Rosie is like, listen, this man's gonna take care of me the rest of my life. If I gotta give up a few things along the way, it is what it is. I'm gonna make it do what it do. Okay, Rose. Kate and Colton. Listen. So Kate went out to lunch with her friend, and she told her friend, listen, nobody in my life supports this relationship. Me and Colton love each other. I love him. You know, we went to North Carolina. My mom basically, you know, told him, you know, you just out to get my daughter's money. You are young. And my daughter even kind of piled on and was like, yeah, I'm still not really comfortable with this whole situation. I'm still not feeling this whole thing with you and Colton. And she is really upset by it because she's like, listen, I don't understand why people don't understand that I really love him and he really loves me, and even though he's not financially contributing to the house, he's doing so much more for me. Like blowing your back out. Whatever. And she says, like, so many, like, they just don't understand. They just don't understand. They just don't understand. And her friend tells her, like, girl, like, I get it, I hear you, but you have to look at what's going to not only just make you happy, but also you do have to take your family into consideration, especially your child. Like, your mama, maybe not, but your daughter, you kind of do need to take her into consideration a little bit. It is her friend. But she said you also have to be true to yourself and what it is that you want. So later on in the episode, we see her sit down and we see her talking to Colton, and baby, she broke up with him. Broke his little heart. I mean, he was crying and upset, and she was crying and upset, and she, you know, he was like, basically like, well, I don't understand, like, we love each other, like, it's me and you against the world. And she was like, I mean, I love you and everything, but I really do have to take into consideration my daughter and my mom. And, you know, I'm so sorry that, you know, it worked out like this, and I really do love you. I really, really do, but yes, it's a no for me, dog. So they got this sad montage of Colton driving off in his little Honda Accord, honey. And it's so sad, child. Now, Katie and Sean. So Sean takes Katie to the Porsche dealership for him because he said he is ready to get him a new car. He said it's been a long time since he has bought himself something extravagant, and this is what he wants to do. And so, you know, Katie was like, yeah, this is all well and good and everything, but I kind of felt like, you know, we need to be talking about our future and what's coming up for us in our future. And he was like, well, you know, we're working on that, and you know, we're getting closer, and you know, I love you. He said, the fact that I brought you here shows you how much I care about you and how much I value your input on my decisions and value your opinion on the things that I'm doing. I'm like, unless you buy me a matching Porsche to go with the one you about to buy, this ain't got nothing to do with me. Bruh, you brought me to the Porsche dealership to show me you could buy a Porsche, because you ain't bought me one. So what this got to do with me? This don't have nothing to do with me. Bruh. So then they end up going out to dinner. It's their anniversary, and he's like, you know, I know that, you know, Katie is ready for some decisions. You know, she's ready for me to step it up, and so hopefully the gift that I'm giving her tonight will show her that I'm dedicated to our relationship and I'm ready for the next step and what comes next. Baby, he bought her ass a tennis bracelet. Now, it was a beautiful tennis bracelet, honey. It had some diamonds and it was set in some nice, he said, 14 karat gold. But, baby, she was not feeling it. She just, like, that was the wrong size box, okay? That box was long and rectangular instead of short and square. That's what she was looking for. You gave her some jewelry, but it was not the jewelry she was looking for. She really was ready to be engaged because she was like, listen, we've been together for a year. I'm ready for the next step. Let's go. Anyway, so then we have Bree and Bill. Bree done went home to visit her mama, and she's complaining about Bill and how Bill flipped out on her, and, you know, she's not feeling it. And my thing is, at the end of the day, you were wrong, Bree. You were wrong. You stayed out half the night. You wouldn't answer that man's phone calls in a city where you didn't really know nobody as far as he knew. He didn't know where you were, what you was doing. You could have sent him a text saying, hey, I'm having fun with the girls. I'm going to be a little late. And if he still kept blowing up your phone, then maybe I would have an argument for you. And then you would tell your mama, and you only told your mama half the story. You ain't tell your mama the whole story of how you was ignoring this man's phone calls all night long and how you rode in the house drunk at 3 o'clock in the morning. You ain't tell your mama that part. You just made it seem like he was being overbearing and too demanding. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's two sides to that story, Bree, and you ain't being fair to Bill in this situation. You ain't being fair to Bill. And she is actually talking to her mom about not moving forward in this relationship. She's talking to her mom about not, you know, like, I don't, you know, I and her mother asked her, she said, well, do you see a future in this? And she was like, I don't know. Because I don't know if I can trust somebody that I don't see a future with. So I don't know, y'all. Bree might be ready to walk away from Bill. Child, we gonna see, honey. We gonna see. But anyway, that was pretty much this episode. I'll let y'all know. I'll see y'all at the next appointed time. Talk to y'all later. Peace.